Guru. I'm glad you're here. We get to see Gopal and you. We're very fortunate. And this is really Gopal's place, his house. When we first came here, there was a mud hut, and we had to look. I never went into a temple that was in a mud hut. That was the first time. That was the first experience. Then I heard about Gopal, and finally we went, and where's Gopal? Where's the temple? Oh, it's in the mud hut. Then we went inside, it was very low and dark. Then I'm saying, where's the altar? Where's it? They said, no, you have to look through this little square. It was like one opening, and we were Gurudeva there, and we're just looking, where's Gopal? Where's Gopal? So then we saw Gopal's also, he's a little smaller, and Gurudeva said that basically don't be fooled by that Gopal's a little small. Gurudeva said if you go to Gopal and you pray, immediately Gopal will fulfill all of your desires. Although Gurudeva said, although he's a little small, a little short, he's still very, very powerful. So Gurudeva had such vision, such faith, and he instilled that faith in our hearts and our minds. So we came running in. When new devotees, we came running in. Gopal, I don't really know you. I'm really just a new devotee. I'm just a neophyte devotee. But anyway, you're a very dear devotee. You're a Premi Bhakta who loves you and you love him. Anyway, he sent me here. I have no other qualification, only on his order and instruction. I came before you. And Gurudeva said I should ask you for something. Then I'm thinking, what should I ask Gopal? Because if he immediately bestows it, I got nervous. What if I have some material desire or some other thing? I don't want that thing. I don't want to get cheated. I don't want the vanchana. Then our spiritual master and Vaishnava acharyas, they speak that in order to develop Krishna Bhakti, Prem Bhakti, then first you must develop Guru Bhakti. First Guru Bhakti. Learn how to love your spiritual master, not sentimentally, but practically. Srila Prabhupada said that your love for me will be shown how you behave with one another and how strictly you follow my instructions, how much faith you're putting in my instruction. So Prabhupada explains that love is not a sentiment, it's not sentimental, but it's practical. It's an action word. Prabhupada says action word. So developing love for the spiritual master practically means executing, following his instructions as it is. And Gurudeva gives instructions, general instructions meant for everybody, and specific instructions meant for each individual soul who's approaching Shri Guru. And Gurudeva said if you try your level best to execute those instructions, to give pleasure, to somehow try to please your spiritual master, then Yashya Prasada, Bhagavad Prasada, Yashya Prasada, Nagati, then you can please Krishna, you can get mercy from Krishna. So the first teaching, the emphasis in Vaishnava Siddhanta is to develop Guru Bhakti. Then you practice, cultivate this service, means Guru Seva. So you do Guru Bhakti and Guru Seva, then you can understand and develop in your Krishna Bhakti and your service to Krishna, your devotional service to Krishna. So this thought, somehow this came to my mind when I came in front of Gopal. And at Gurudeva's prayer before Gopal is, Gopal, you please give me Krishna Prema. Because if you give me Krishna Prema, then I can spread it, I can give it to everybody else. He's not even asking for Prema for himself. How can I fulfill the desire of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that Prema Purushottam? How can I really represent Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu if I don't have Prema? If I have no Prema, I can't get out of Maya. If I don't have Prema, then all of my speaking is just theoretical. So that will not suffice. That is not sufficient. So our Gurudeva explained to us that I prayed to Gopal, you please just allow me this bhakti, this prem bhakti, so I can distribute it freely. So we remember that prayer of Gurudev, but we're not on that platform. And then the only thing we can understand is, no, first you develop Guru Bhakti. So then we prayed to Gopal, please, I have no right, but Gurudev asked, please somehow teach me how to surrender to my spiritual master, take his words and instructions as my life and soul. And Srila Prabhupada said many, many places in his books, his teachings, that to make the instructions of the spiritual master your life and your soul, that is the secret of success in devotional life. So we prayed like that, and then I had some strong faith and hope that Gurudev's instructing to come and pray before Gopal, and the faith that Gurudev gave us, that if you sincerely cry and pray from the core of your heart in front of Gopal, whatever you desire, then Gurudev said, Gopal will immediately bestow it on you. But Gurudev also taught us that when you offer such prayer, you cannot have one tinge of doubt. If you have one tinge of doubt, it will not manifest. It will not work. And then our spiritual master taught us how to develop faith. And of course, faith means to associate with those persons who have faith. And if we associate with those persons who have unflinching faith, then we have at least the opportunity to also develop in our unflinching faith. Jodha Vrata. So these are the teachings. And of course, association means to hear. We have to open our mind, our heart, our consciousness. Prabhupada says submissive, all reception, with perfect anxiety, perfectly anxious to hear. So there's a qualification for the speaker, but there's also qualification for the hearer. So Prabhupada says that both the speaker is qualified, and he's speaking what Krishna has said, directly or through parampara, not adding, not subtracting. And if the hearer is very eager and very humble and very submissive, then he also is qualified. Then he can receive this faith in the form of transcendental sound. But in order for that sound, in order for that faith to enter into the ear and the heart of the devotee, one first must be simple. Simplicity is Vaishnavism. So without a simple heart, without a pure heart, then this katha will never enter into your ear. And if it does not enter into your ear and into the simple pure heart, then you cannot develop unflinching faith. Your faith will be artificial. So Krishna must manifest, and we must receive Krishna in the form of that message that we hear from Shri Guru. Make sense? My brother knows, he's heard it many times. So when Gurudev many times emphasizing simplicity, then we think, well, I'm not simple. Gurudev said when you first joined the temple, you were very simple. You came, you rang the bell, or you knocked on the door, and you said, when the person answered the door, why are you here? I came here to surrender to God and to develop love for God. So simple, like child. Then Gurudev said, well, what happened to your simplicity? What happened to that simple prayer? You were crying from the core of your heart. Gopal heard your cry, and he made an arrangement for you. The Prabhupada says the first installment of Krishna's mercy, he gives you bona fide Guru. Then you came, you prayed, you got bona fide Guru. Then Gurudev said, okay, now you sit and you hear this Hari Katha, Krishna Nam from me. So how is it, Gurudev would ask us, that after all of these long years, you have lost your simplicity. How is it that after all of the instructions and all of the association, that we're still chanting Namapara, that we're still materially attached, that we're still attracted to subject matters not related to Shuddha Bhakti, Prem Bhakti? How is it? Gurudeva said after 10, 20, 30, 40 years now, don't you want to improve? And why are we not improving? That question is there. And Gurudeva said, because you're not simple. Because you're not simple, you cannot hear. If Krishna in the form of transcendental sound doesn't enter into your ear, how will you purify your consciousness? If you do not allow Sadhu Guru to speak strong words to you, then who will cut your attachments and your material desires? Who will uproot all of these things which are holding us and binding us here in material consciousness, material attachment, and material world? So the only hope we have, Prabhupada says, you cannot purify yourself. Only we can desire. Yes, I don't want to be Maya Das anymore. I don't want to be complacent anymore. I don't want to be satisfied with where I think I am spiritually. Gurudeva said we should be restless. Why I'm not advancing? How can I advance? And always crying, how to advance in our spiritual life. So if this is true, and this is our heart's desire, then Krishna, Chaitanya Guru, Paramatma, he'll understand it, and he'll give us the association of Sadhu, Sadhu Guru, Sadhu Vaidya. And Sadhu means, what is it, to cut. So his words are very cutting words. They're not flattering words. Really, Sadhu Guru, he's not speaking flattering words. I just watched a video you were with Gurudeva in Australia, and Gurudeva was speaking and he asked that boy, you know, what is your name? And he said, oh, I'm Bhakta, so-and-so, brand new devotee. And Gurudeva said, I saw you chanting that song when I came in. Do you know even what you're chanting? And he said, not really. And then Chaitanya Chandraprabhu, another devotee, laughing like anything. Gurudeva also laughed. Because he was honest. Because he was simple and he was honest, Gurudeva said, do you know what you're chanting? And he said, not really. And then Gurudeva said, you're chanting like a parrot. Hare Krishna. Mata Hare Krishna. So Gurudeva said to this new bhakta, you're chanting like a parrot. Then Gurudeva said to him, you want to be a parrot or do you want to be a human? So the temple authorities, temple presidents, everyone's like, he's a brand new bhakta. And Gurudeva, the first thing he said, are you a human? Or are you a parrot? So the sadhu, his words are so powerful. He's not trying to flatter you, he's trying to purify your false ego, which is covering the soul. So his words are so powerful, it cuts through all material contamination and it's able to reach the soul. So it's one soul to another soul. You see, so Gurudeva said, that is Guru. If Krishna is sitting on those words become very, very heavy and they enter into your heart very deeply. And on the other side, we're going to talk about Lagu, very light. So the words are maybe true, maybe technically right, but Gurudeva said theoretical. If we're not practicing it, Gurudeva actually said you're not practicing, you have no right to speak it. And then if you do speak it, it will be only theoretical and it will have no potency. Because it cannot even purify ourselves. If Krishna is not there, how can it purify us? What to speak of purifying other persons? So Sadhu Guru means heavy. He's not there to flatter you. He's there to help us, to save us from our ignorance. Isn't it? Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he explained that, what is it? those who flatter you, they are actually your enemy because they keep you in ignorance. And those who speak the truth, even that truth is unpalatable truth, they're actually your friend. But most of us, most our false ego, we don't want to hear the unpalatable truth. Srila Prabhupada quotes that Bengali proverb that when you're in the social circles, you should speak something sweet. And Prabhupada said, this is correct, this is right. In the social, material circles, but not in spiritual life, not in the spiritual circle. For the conditioned soul, initially, that speaking is unpalatable because it's cutting the false ego. When we first met Srila Gurudeva, Gurudeva asked, what is your name? I said, oh, Murli Krishna Das. And Gurudeva said, oh, that's a very nice name. So why don't you become a real Das and stop pretending that you're Das? I just sat down, I just met this person, I just saw him within 30 seconds. He's calling me a pretender. You're not really servant, you're not really Das. Then it was like a spear. Just hit the heart. He crushed my pride in one sentence. His words were so powerful. He just physically bent me over. You know, I was sitting so proud. Then every time he's speaking, I'm like this. Then by the end, I was actually thinking, I think I'm lying on the floor. I feel like I'm lying on the floor. And then Gurudev must have saw that. And he said, Merlin, I know my words are pinching you, but I am not your enemy, Merlin. I am your well-wisher, Merlin. Do you understand? I have come here for you. Won't you help me? And immediately, Paramatma, Chaitanya gives intelligence and faith. Here is Satguru, Janmi Janmi Prabhu said. Now he has come back for you in this form. That is your Guru. But when I first saw Gurudev, I said, oh, he looks like a very saintly and elderly, like grandfather, loving, happy. I saw all external things, but I could not think that he's my spiritual master. But when he spoke, and when Krishna gave intelligence and faith from within the heart, then I could understand. Here is my Guru. Here is Shri Guru manifesting. That's Gurudev's mercy. That's Krishna's mercy. To recognize that requires two mercies. Mercy of Krishna and the mercy of Sadhu, Guru, Vaishnava. So, Sadhu Guru, you cannot recognize by your eyeballs. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said you recognize by your ear. By your ear. And what is the effect of that hearing? How is it affecting me? How is it purifying me? How is it destroying my ignorance? How is it answering my questions and my doubts? When we first came to Bhubaneswar, when I sat there, I saw many students and they're writing. They had their notebooks, they're writing. So I got nervous. I was never a great student. So then I got really nervous. Then I said, oh, he's like teacher. He's a teacher. And we are the students. So I also should get some books. So I went to CRP. And I bought some notebook and some nice pen. Then I sat in the class the next day. And as Gurudev is coming, sitting, then I'm writing Srimad Bhagavatam class 2.5.27 is Divine Grace, Srila Gour Govinda Swami, right? And I'm writing all of this to get ready for the information. And all of a sudden I hear, hey, what are you doing? So I look up, Gurudev looking right at me. He said, what are you doing? And I said, Gurudev, I'm doing what the other students are doing. I didn't say, but I intimated that. And Gurudev said, no, not you. You shut that book and you just listen to what I'm saying. You just try to hear what I'm saying, and you will understand everything. And I got nervous. I said, if I don't write it down, I can't remember anything. And now, somehow by Gurudev's mercy, what we're speaking is the only thing we know, because it's the only thing we heard. And that's a blessing. And it's explained that really, Gurudev said, real disciple of the spiritual master, he'll only speak what he heard from his spiritual master. Prabhupada said that I did not change, I did not speak one thing different or separate from what I heard from my spiritual master. I did not add anything, and I did not subtract anything. And Gurudev says, if you speak what you have heard, first for your own purification, always for your own purification, to try to serve and please spiritual master, Sri Guru and Guranga. This is motivation. Let me purify myself, and Gurudev has asked that what you heard from me, you just speak that as it is, exactly as it is. Of course, practice it, and then you speak it. So Prabhupada said, my spiritual master wanted, he desired, I just tried. I have no other qualification. And Prabhupada says there is no other qualification required. You have no education, no learning, nothing. Just unflinching faith in your spiritual master, in the words of your spiritual master. Yasha Devi Para Bhaktir, Yata Devi Tara Guru. What is it? Thank you. You see, I don't have great memory. That's why I got worried when Gurudev said, shut the book. But at least we get the essence of that teaching. And the essence is one who has unflinching faith in Krishna, and unflinching faith in the spiritual master, not one tinge of doubt. Because really that means you understand Sakshat Taritvaina Samasta Shastra, that this is direct manifestation of Krishna in the form of Sri Guru. Only then can you say that you have unflinching faith in Guru. If Krishna does not reveal how he is directly manifesting in the form of that Guru, you cannot put unflinching faith in that spiritual master. So by Krishna's mercy and the spiritual master's mercy, if we can have that unflinching faith, then everything is automatically revealed. And Srila Prabhupada explains, like Lord Brahma, Krishna as Paramatma, Antaryami, Chaitaguru, from within the heart of the Lord, he gave that intelligence and that faith, how to execute bhakti, devotional service. So many times our spiritual master said, one time Vaishnavananda, our godbrother, he came to Bhubaneswar, and he had many questions, many problems. 11 o'clock at night, I'm hearing all of these problems. I said, oh, this is bigger, this is too much for me. This is over my pay grade. You only can speak to Gurudev. He'll help you, only he can help you. Then just then, Srila Gurudev, Gour Govinda Swami, then he came out of his bhajan kutia, he sat in his chair to chant japa. Then I pushed Prabhu. I said, you go to Gurudev. He'll help you to solve all of your problems. And then he walked toward Gurudev, and Gurudev stopped him and said, yes, Vaishnavananda Das, you have many questions. Many questions. So, how long are you here for? And he said, Gurudev, I'm here for 8 days. And Gurudev said, fine. You, every day, you come to the Srimad Bhagavatam class. And you try to hear what I'm speaking. And all of your questions, all of your doubts will be solved in Srimad Bhagavatam class. And then, at the end of this 8 days, if there's any lingering thing, if there's something else, then you come to me. Alright? Yes. Then, next day, Bhagavatam, Gurudeva is roaring like a lion, speaking Tattva Vichar, Harikatha. Then he turned to that devotee in the middle of the class and he said, that is the answer to your question. And everybody was shocked. Because I was there the night before, I know that Leela, so I'm very curious. I look at Vaishnavananda's face and he was like, how? Gurudev knows my heart, and my mind, and my doubt, whatever's troubling me. And Srila Gurudev also said in his own example when he met his spiritual master that he had the intention to be sannyasi, to be preacher for Mahaprabhu, Gopal. Then when he approached to Srila Prabhupada had some beginning talks with Gurudev. This is in Gurudev's explanation I just read. And then after, what is your name, how you're doing, then finally he said that, so you are sannyas? And Gurudev said, that was my intention, that was my desire. And without saying, then Prabhupada says, I will give you sannyas. I'll give you sannyas. And immediately Gurudev said, as soon as he spoke what was exactly in my heart, then I could understand, here is my Guru. Here is Paramatma, Shri Guru manifesting in the form of Srila Prabhupada. That's how he understood this is my Guru. So Prabhupada explains that intelligence and faith, that comes from Krishna. And how and where Krishna is manifesting, that is also up to Krishna. And Krishna will say. Gurudev said, you come to spiritual life. First time Gurudev said, you're deaf, you're dumb, and you're blind. So can you imagine you just meet somebody and he says you're a pretender, you're crooked, you have no simplicity, and you're deaf, dumb, and blind. Is that very sociable activity? Maybe from the Brajabhumi point of view. So, how does conditioned soul recognize and see in fourth dimension? Krishna is in fourth dimension, Premi Bhakti is in fourth dimension, everything related to Gopal Krishna is in fourth dimension. So how can conditioned soul, who's deaf, dumb and blind, contaminated by modes of material nature, tamagun, rajagun, just beginning in the spiritual life, how can he understand what is fourth dimension? Who's in the fourth dimension? Who is Krishna's own man? Gurudev said like this. Krishna knows who is his own man. We don't know, we cannot see because of that blindness. But Gurudev said, if you pray before Krishna, you cry before Krishna. I'm deaf, I'm dumb, I'm blind. But anyway, somehow I want to surrender to you and develop love towards you. Then Krishna says, Desham satata yuktanam bhajatam purvakam, tadami buddhi yogam tam, jenamam upayanti te. Krishna says, if I see that you're coming and you're serving me, you desire to serve me in a mood of loving devotion, tadami buddhi yogam tam, Krishna says, I'll give you intelligence, how you can come to me. So how Krishna is revealing himself in three ways. Chaitanya Charitamrita explains, Guru, Shastra, Atma Rupe. How he's giving intelligence. Paramatma, Super Soul, Krishna, Chaitaguru, Adhiguru is manifesting internally. Then he's coming outside, externally manifesting in the form of Guru, Sadhu Guru. And Sadhu Guru is speaking Bhagavatam, speaking Shastra. And that Shastra is non-different from Krishna. And that Vaishnava, Thakur, is also non-different from Krishna. Krishna says, Acharya mam vidhaniyat, know me as the Acharya. That is revealed by Krishna, internally and externally, and through the Shastra. But we have to be completely dependent on the mercy from Krishna. Krishna says to Arjuna, I give you divine eyes by which you can see and recognize me. So without mercy from Krishna, we cannot see, we cannot recognize. We are still blind conditioned soul. So we cannot know who is Krishna's own man. But Krishna knows who is his own man. And so Krishna will make arrangement, Krishna will give intelligence, and he'll give faith internally and externally. And with that help, then we can nicely progress in our spiritual life. And by going on hearing, doing sadhu sangha, sadhu sangha, sadhu sangha, hearing Harikatha, Krishna Katha, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, hearing from sadhu whose words are potent, the result is that all material contamination will be destroyed. All doubts will be answered. All questions will be answered. So when Gurudeva answered that question, he said, that is the answer to your question. Then he was amazed. Then every day like this. So how Gurudeva knows? You see our spiritual master, did he, after the end of the class, did he say, okay, questions? Any questions? In Bhubaneswar? Hardly ever. And when someone tried to raise a question, Gurudeva said, you just try to hear. Your question will be answered. You just pray to Krishna. Krishna, how do I understand it? What is Gurudeva saying? How do I understand what is Gurudeva saying? Gurudeva said, pray to Sri Guru Gauranga. Pray, cry before them, please, I can't understand it. It's not entering inside of me. Then by mercy of Sri Guru Gauranga, by mercy of Gurudeva, by the mercy of Srimad Bhagavatam, then Krishna already knows what is our question. He already knows what is our problem. He already knows what is our doubt. Just simply try to hear Krishna. Krishna says, touch Chinu to Arjuna. Just hear from me. Hear me. If we're simple, we can hear. If we come in a mood of devotion, we read last night in the Gita class, if you want a communion with the Lord within the heart, you must come in a mood of complete surrender and devotion. Otherwise, he'll not communicate with you. He'll not give you that intelligence. Krishna says, if you approach me through any other process by bhakti, pure bhakti, I'll hide myself from you. So sadhu also, sadhu guru. If you go and not simplicity, not simple heart, not a mood of devotion and service, then you cannot hear, you cannot get mercy of Sadhu Guru Vaishnava. He'll never reveal himself to you. Only you'll see external form. You'll not see who is that personality within that form. And that is the eternal spiritual master, Shri Guru, Janvi Janvi Prabhu said. That is Brahmapara. That is Krishna's Brahmapara. So we must hear from Krishna directly, and Krishna says in Gita, if you can hear from me, then you'll overcome all of the obstacles, all the problems in your life, by my grace, by my mercy. And if you do not hear me, if you cannot hear me because of your false ego, then Krishna says, then you will be lost. You will remain lost. So the whole process, Prabhupada says, actually the path of bhakti is a path of hearing. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. And Prabhupada says the Shravana, this is the first and most important aspect of devotional life. Without Shravanam, you cannot properly do Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Achanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmaniveda. All other ninefold processes of bhakti you cannot do if we have not mastered, if we have not understood and surrendered to the process of hearing, Shravana. When we came to Gurudeva, we came to Bhubaneswar, we thought, oh, we're in the temple, Chaitanya Chanaguru, you're the temple president. Naturally, by our training, we should go get some seva. Many things you're trying to manage, yes, I can use the help. But when we went to Gurudeva and said, Gurudeva, can we do some other seva? Gurudeva said, your seva is to hear. You have no other seva. No, we feel like we should do other things. No, you're just here. First purify yourself. First realize that you are Krishna Nitya Das. Come to pure consciousness. Then chant. Then speak. Then do other seva, other service. So many times Gurudeva, every day, in the beginning especially, he's stressing hearing. And I was thinking, I'm hearing. Why Maharaj just keep talking about hearing? And I'm thinking I'm already hearing. But Gurudeva says real hearing means to hear Krishna. So can you claim that you're really hearing? How many times every day in the Bhagavatam class Gurudeva said, Krishna is the speaker of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Every day we heard Gurudeva say that in the beginning of the Bhagavatam. Glorification. Krishna, can you turn this down a little bit? Krishna is the speaker of the Bhagavatam. We're getting close, right? 12 o'clock? So Krishna, he is the speaker of Bhagavatam, incarnation of Krishna's Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam speaking is Krishna speaking. That's why we say bona fide Guru is pure fire medium of Krishna. So Krishna can directly manifest and speak to the heart and the mouth of the Guru. And one who cannot do that, one who cannot allow Krishna to do that, to take over his mind, his body, everything, his soul, and directly manifest, then how can we speak Bhagavatam? If we don't do it that way, spiritual way, only we can do by our intellect, by remembering something, quoting something. But this will just be theoretical. So it will not be sufficient. It must be direct manifestation of Krishna. And if we're trying to hear Krishna directly, then Krishna, the Dami Buddhi Yogam Tam, he'll make arrangement, give us proper association, satsanga, sadhusanga, so we can hear him through that Srimad Bhagavatam. If Krishna is directly manifesting, that means he's directly answering your question. If you pray to Krishna, Krishna, this is my problem, this is my question, this is my doubt. Many times when Gurudeva is speaking, and you're hearing some tattva or something that's way beyond our understanding, and then we're thinking, well, I don't think I read that anywhere in Prabhupada's books, at least I didn't see it yet. And then pray, oh Krishna, how do I understand it? Then immediately Gurudeva is speaking. That is the answer to your question. Krishna directly is speaking to us. So we need to hear from Krishna internally and externally, and everything will be nicely clear. Our path will be nice and clear. Should we speak more? Everyone's all right? Yeah? So this is the teaching and this is our experience. One time when Ananta recently came, he wanted to see you, and we sent some vehicle, he came. So when we first came to Bhubaneswar, so one night we were staying in some hostel, college, because there's not sufficient room, up near CRP, that's college there. So somehow they let us stay there. So all night we're discussing, we have so many questions, so many doubts, so many problems, so many things we're trying to understand. And we're talking for hours, one point after another, just sharing our doubts and increasing each other's doubts by our association. And the next night, we came before Gurudev's Bhajan Kutir to hear some Harikatha, some conversation, anything. And Gurudev, he started saying, you see, some people are doubting like this. And then he said the first thing. And I said, oh, that was our doubt. And then those same persons, then they're also thinking like this. Then he came to the second point. And I said, okay. Then I'm getting like, wow, how does he know that? And then he says the third point, and then I said, come on, how is this possible? He's going down checklist. Everything we discussed from the night before, then Gurudeva just explaining, answering the question, answering the doubt, and I'm looking on the other side of Gurudeva, Ananta's there, and I'm like, can you believe this? How is it possible? How is it possible? Because Krishna, He's the witness. He's in the heart of everyone. And He's directly manifesting in the form of Guru, Shri Guru. So He knows our heart, He knows our doubt, He knows our question. Even you don't have to verbally say anything. Just pray to Krishna, pray to Shri Guru Ganga. This is my doubt, this is my question. Please help me. How to understand it? And Krishna will make Guru speak in such a way, and He'll remind in his own heart, this is me speaking. This is me speaking directly to you. And many times Gurudeva said, don't you, when I first met him, Gurudeva said, don't you recognize me? I come here for you. Can you understand? And then somehow, Paramatma playing some like drama. Can't you recognize me? And so it's Krishna directly manifesting. That's Guru. That's pure via medium of Krishna. Prabhupada, many places in his books, talks about bona fide Guru is external manifestation of the Super Soul. And we must hear from Super Soul and that external manifestation and Srimad Bhagavatam. Then everything is nice. Then all purification will come. And then all inspiration will come. And all knowledge, tattva vijnanam, realized knowledge will manifest. And we will become eager, more and more eager how to surrender and how to serve, how to develop bhakti, prem bhakti. Gurudeva said, you're not crying for prem bhakti. You're crying for Maya. That's problem. So we're looking at Krishna, no doubt. Then we're looking at Maya. Then Krishna, then Maya, then Krishna. I should do it the other way, right? Be happy. And so Gurudeva said, you're going back and forth, not steady. Why not steady? Krishna says, Mama Maya, it's my Maya. Daratyaya, very difficult, very, very insurmountable. Srila Gurudeva, Acharyas, they say, without prem bhakti, you cannot get out of Maya. We're trying to get out of Maya. And devotee in that Australian class, Gurudeva says, are you a parrot or are you a human? He said, well, I'm trying. I said, no. What is trying? You're procrastinating. You're hesitating. Means you're not doing. And I saw your face and you were like, oh my God, this is so strong. But it's true. You are hesitating. You say you're trying, but you're not doing. It means you're procrastinating, you're hesitating. You're putting tinges of doubt. And with those tinges of doubt, it will not work. You'll not get mercy. How does the impossible become possible? Only by mercy. But if you're doubting, how can you then ask for that mercy? With that mercy of Krishna and Guru, everything is revealed. So how much are we crying for prema, to develop prema in our chanting? When you think, when we're chanting this morning, how intense was our chanting? That how can I develop Krishna prema, bhakti, real bhakti? How can I chant Shuranam? The end result of chanting Shuranam is you get prema. Gurudeva explained if you don't hear properly from Sadhu Guru, and you don't understand tattva vijnanam, realized knowledge after hearing from the lips of Sadhu Guru, Vaishnava, then you cannot chant Shuranam. And without chanting Shuranam, you can not get prema. So Gurudev said, you're doing asadu sangha, asat sangha, you're addicted to asat sangha, and as long as you're addicted to asat sangha, the holy name will never manifest with you. He'll never reciprocate with you, because you're maintaining material desires, material attachments. This is namaparad. And if we're not giving up that namaparad, that means we're also committing guru aparad, because we're disregarding the instruction of the spiritual master. He's saying you chant and give up the offenses, give up your attachments. You chant the pure holy name and you'll get Krishna prema in this lifetime. But we're not doing it. We're hesitating because of the strength of this material attachment. Gurudev said this is not a small problem. This is like thick ropes. So how will you get free from those thick ropes? Bhaktivinoda Thakur in song to Gopinath. He prayed to Gopinath. Gopinath, I tried. You know I tried. Countless times to control my mind and my senses. And I admit, after all of that, I admit my defeat. It can't be done. Arjuna, same thing. He admitted to Krishna, oh, trying to control this vicious mind and senses is like trying to control the raging wind. Hare Krishna. Jai Gurudeva. So first, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he's teaching, first you admit frankly to Guru and Krishna, to Gopinath, I cannot control my mind and senses. I cannot in and of myself get free from material attachment and material desire. Only if you shower mercy on me will it be possible. By myself, I cannot do it. I don't have the strength, I don't have the intelligence, and the ropes are too thick, too deep, the anchors are too deep. We must first understand what is our condition. And we realize, it says the human form is like a boat, and the spiritual master, sadhu, guru, he is like a navigator. And the navigator, his job first is to pull up the anchor, to pull up the anchors, to cut these ropes, to free that boat so it can fly nicely on the ocean. And then Krishna is like a strong wind. So once Gurudev frees you by cutting these strong ropes of material attachment, material desire, once Gurudev said, once you get a heavy kick from Lord Nityananda, this is cutting the ropes, then that boat can start to move, and with Krishna's strong winds, then that boat can nicely move and fly over this ocean of material suffering. But Gurudev said, you're not crying to Shri Guru, you're not crying to Lord Nityananda how to free you. You're not asking. Why? Because we're fearing. Oh, Gurudev is too heavy. Too heavy. Heavy demands. Impossible. So I just avoid. Yes, from distance. Yes, Maharaj. Yes, Guru Maharaj. But Gurudev said, if you're really disciple and you're really serious how to execute and participate in Mahaprabhu's mission on behalf of your spiritual master, then you need to be disciplined. You need the punishment. You need a heavy kick, heavy cutting. But we're afraid. It's scary. Somehow Maya is saying this is a scary proposition. So we're avoiding. Just like Arjuna avoiding, Prabhupada said, he's skillfully avoiding the fight. So we are skillfully avoiding those sharp words, that punishment, that purification of our spiritual master. And Gurudev says, if you're not asking for that punishment and discipline, for the heavy kick and cut of Lord Nityananda, it just means you're not serious. You're not really serious. And if you're not really serious, then how you can expect the mercy of Guru? How you can expect the mercy of Shri Guru? You have to pass the test of that Guru. You have to show how serious you are. How sincere you are. Not Gurudev said, not that you just sit there and say, oh Gurudev, Kripa Koro, please shower mercy, shower mercy. We have to do something. That means we have to follow these instructions. Now Gurudev said that all are giving sadhana, but I'm giving sadhya. Is that word sadhya? The conclusion. Sadhana, sadhya. Huh? Please excuse me for my little pronunciation. As long as you get the point and can confirm it. Sadhya. Sadhya. What to do? I'm like old dog, you know. So, Hare Krishna. And so we understand that there's this sadhana, and there's this, what is it? Sambandha, abhideya, prayojana. So there's the means and there's the end. So the emphasis is how to do Shuddha Bhakti, how to do pure Bhakti. No mixture, no Kama Mishra Bhakti, no Jnana Mishra Bhakti, just pure Bhakti. How to come from mixed Bhakti platform to pure Bhakti platform and then ultimately develop prema. This is emphasis of teaching. And Gurudev says, although we're speaking and emphasizing this thing, although we're freely trying to give it to everybody, how many are coming? Gurudev asked, how many are coming? And he said, Gurudev said, very few. And why? Because Gurudev is too heavy. He's too heavy. He's putting us under too much strict discipline. And so the false ego was like, oh, this is too much. This is too much. When we heard from Sadhu Guru Vaishnava, those words are so penetrating, they're so heavy, so cutting. It's painful. It feels like a painful. And then externally, Gurudev is saying, oh, this is so sweet. He's laughing, he's joking. And we're like, trying to laugh, but in the heart, there's like some kind of open heart surgery going on. Yeah. Like an open heart surgery. So how many people want to go through that? And every day it was like that. Wasn't it? So generally this is scary. But for one who's very intelligent or gets mercy to understand, he'll say, no, I need this purification. I'm such a sinful rascal, and I have done so much nonsense in this lifetime, so many other lifetimes. I'm suffering because of my sinful reaction. So to get free from all of that sin and all of that contamination, I have to hear from Sadhu. I have to let him do this surgery on me. So in the beginning, it was a little painful, a little unpalatable. That's why most people are not interested. One friend I brought, one Prabhupada disciple I brought from America with me one time. I said, I want you to also get special mercy from Sadhu Guru Vaishnava. Yes, I'll come. He sat for 10 minutes. 10-15 minutes. Then he was like, his eyes were like spinning, you know. He don't know what's happening to him. And then he just got up, he ran out of the room. Then later I said, where did you go? He said, I had to go shopping. I had some shopping to do. One devotee, we said, he's nicely hearing in the class in Bhubaneswar. He was my inspiration, and all of a sudden he's getting up and going. I said, hey, where are you going? He said, I have to go get married. I gotta go get married. And then Janeshwar Prabhu, he came back from Africa, and he's telling a nice story how Guru Maharaj was speaking in one big temple, I think in Nairobi. Beautiful temple, maybe many, many devotees there. Hare Krishna. Then what happened was, in the middle of the class, all of a sudden, one by one, devotees are just getting up and walking out of the class. So Janeshwar was feeling some pain. He's telling, why? Gurudev is speaking so nicely, so sweetly. Why are they leaving the class? So he complained to Guru Maharaj. And Gurudev said, you see, they've not been trained how to hear. That training is not there. So Gurudev gave us that training, how to hear. Because if we don't know how to hear, how will it enter into us? The mind is too loud, the false ego is too disturbed, material desires, material attachments, material contamination, sinful reactions. All of these things are covering the soul. So how will that message coming from Krishna through Sadhu Guru, how will that message reach the soul? So this is Sadhu Vaidya. He's giving some prescription, and that prescription primarily is to do Sadhu Sangha and to hear Harikatha, Krishna Nam, and to try to assimilate and digest those strong words, heavy words, allow ourselves to be disciplined. When we came to Bhubaneswar, we thought we were on vacation. So we said, okay, I was with Ananta, we'll go to this pond and this lake and this river and this, we're just running around enjoying all over Bhubaneswar, all around outside. Swimming, diving, everything. Then, we got to go back and do some Sadhu Sangha. So we think, okay, we'll enjoy and then we'll do some Sadhu Sangha. Nice, like a vacation. Right? Then we're sitting in the class, in the beginning, and Gurudev says, your life as disciple is no longer your life. Now, you belong to the Guru. And he will do with you as he likes. And you must be prepared to die for that Guru. I was shocked. Right, so there's a difference between being on vacation and doing a little Sadhu Sangha, and somebody saying your life no longer belongs to you, and you have to enter into the fire, and you have to be prepared to die. I'm thinking, where's the exit sign, you know? How do I get out of here? The mind is reeling, isn't it? And very unpalatable, open heart surgeries going on. Mind is saying something is disturbed, it's supposed to be so sweet, but this is not tasting so sweet. Something must be wrong. And somehow, Gurudev, Sri Guru Gauranga kept us sitting there, isn't it? Then after so many months, I remember like 7 months of that, our program, our daily program, was to sit through the Oriya class, sit through the English class, even 11, 12 o'clock, take huge piles of rice and dalma. No other things really were there, you know, very simple. Gurudev said, if you want big prasad, go to Vrindavan, go to some other temple. Here you get some rice and dalma, boss. So we were in shock. Then little bit they opened one shop and they had some sweets and some 7-Up. So this was like our only recourse after the class. If we can survive through the class and get through the prasadam and the dalma, we're going to have 1 gaja, 1 basin laddu, and 1 7-Up. Is this true? Isn't this true? Right? And then we're just sitting there like shaking, right? Like what's happening? Trying to eat the gaja and the 7-Up, and the brahmacharya is saying, sense gratifier. You're a sense gratifier. That's Maya. I was saying, but this is the only Maya left. We can't just have stuff. It's prasad. What's the problem, you know? And then somehow you try to sneak that gajar and basin laddu, right? Then you're humbled by the brahmachari's chastisement. And then you have to walk home. And that walk home was like, walking to Delhi. Are there any rickshaws around here? Because I just had an open heart surgery. And I'm a little nervous. Then we come to the apartment, open the door, and just fall on the floor and pass out, go to sleep. 2-3 hours. Then you wake up, it's like, then we go again to hear from Gurudeva, like this. So it's like a hospital, open heart surgery, every day. Then after 7 months of that experience, I remember one day I was sitting with one devotee, and I said to him, I can honestly say, this is the first moment in my life where I feel no anxiety and no disturbance. And I feel like my whole life and my whole future life is completely auspicious. As a result of this association with Gurudeva and hearing from him. Gurudeva said, you were going in this direction. And by Gurudeva's mercy, complete change of life, 180-degree change of life, by the mercy of Gurudeva and Krishna. So this is the benefit. Otherwise, how the attachments, the material desires, the anarthas, how will it come out? Bhajana Kriya means to hear, to do Shravanam from Sadhu Guru, Krishna, primarily. Prabhupada says, always hear about Krishna, never forget about Krishna. If you do Sadhu Sangha, you'll always hear about Krishna. No other topics. The end result is all anartha nivritti. All the anarthas, attachments will come out of you if we can understand and accept and tolerate that purification process. And most people, they're not serious for that. Rather they'll find someone who will just, oh yes, yes, you're fine, do as you like, yes, you're good, everything's fine, yes, wonderful, yes, right? Flattering. That will not help us. If we want to get anartha nivritti, if we want to come to Nishtha platform, and Nishtha platform means platform of the soul, that's a Brahma Bhuta, Prasanatma, the Sochati Nakanchati. Sama Sarveshu Bhuteshu Mad Bhaktim Lavate Param. That is Shuddha Bhakti platform. That is the start of Shuddha Bhakti, pure Bhakti, Prem Bhakti. Before that, anarthas are there, means we have other desires. Anya Vilasita Shunyam, Ajnana Kaman, Anavritam. So pure Bhakti means no other desires, no attachments, nothing in this material world. The Danam, the Janam, the Sundarim, Kavitamba, Jagadi, Isha Kamaye, Mama, Jamani, Jamani, Ishwari, Bhaktat, Bhaktya, Haitaki, I don't want anything else. Without mercy of Sadhu Guru, without hearing strong words and instructions, without trying to surrender to those instructions that we hear, how will we get free from all materialism? And without that, how can we really please Krishna? How can we really please Gurudeva if we do not become fit? So anyway, we have to go through that process. Those who are serious to get Krishna, to develop Krishna Bhakti, Prem Bhakti, they'll understand it. Somehow Krishna will give them intelligence and faith, and if we have sufficient Bhakti Sukriti as a result of Sadhu Sangha in this life or previous life, then immediately we can catch it, we'll catch it by the mercy of Guru Krishna. And if we just go through that process, Gour Goswami says, be confident and determined that this will work, that you will be benefited immeasurably, and your whole life and future life will be completely auspicious. Have that faith, unflinching faith and confidence, but at the same time, be patient. Just be patient, but we're not patient. We want it now. Especially this is Western disease, isn't it? What's taking so long? Why not now? They have no concept of patience, tolerance. I came to India first time, I lost all my luggage. I was going mad inside the airport. Where's my luggage? I'm scared, I'm in India, foreign country. I have nothing. And the little girl said, you're in India now. You have to learn patience, and tolerance. So we're going for the highest thing. It's going to take some time. We got ourselves in a lot of trouble because of our satsanga and simple activities. It's going to take some time to get out of that trouble. But the sooner we do sadhu sanga and hear Harikatha, Krishna Katha, and understand and tolerate it, very quickly actually, we can come out of that. We get mercy of Guru Krishna and apply nicely on path of bhakti. Gurudeva said from Adaushraddha to Nishta, this is the hard, difficult process. But from Nishta to Prema is very fast. Very fast. But somehow we have to get to that Nishta platform of the soul. That means we have to purify and give up this bodily conception and material bodily platform and material bodily relations. Then we can nicely become fit instruments in Mahaprabhu's Prema Nam Sankirtan mission. So you've been very kind and patient with me. I thank you very much. Thank you for helping me to remember what we witnessed, what we heard, what we experienced from our spiritual master. I hope you're also benefited by that katha, and I hope I get to come again soon and meet with you, and we can hear from Prabhu the next time. This time it was me, hopefully next time it is him. I don't always want to talk. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki, Srila Gour Govinda Swami, Srila Gurudeva ki, Srila Gurudeva ki, Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda ki, Shri Gaurita ki, Shri Radha Gopaljiu ki, Jai Pati Pavan Jagannath Swami ki, Gour